your pursuit of truth were to lead to the destruction of your faith and beliefs, would you still keep going?
What?
People don't disbelieve maxims, they just think they're the exception.
If my pursuit of truth will be the destruction of my beliefs...
You see, he asks her opinion here. She shakes her head repeatedly, looking more perplexed than when she checked the man's followers' math homework. Yeah, because this question is not just about logic. It's about what she herself is willing to sacrifice for the truth. It's a moral question, if you will, an emotional one.
I came for the truth, and my faith is the truth. Why would the truth be destroyed by the truth?
She's trying to make it logical again.
If it's because I did the calculation wrong, I'll go back and do it again. And next time, I will do better.
An answer without hesitation, causing the gatekeeper to pause for an extra moment of silence.
What if the essence of truth is there is no truth?
Ooh, that's deep.
Isn't that also a form of the truth? Its non-existence is an answer in itself,
The
isn't
limit
that?
doesn't exist. Sorry.
You're speaking like 210. Are you really 6?
37 has clearly run out of patience with the sophistry. She stares at 6 in annoyance, trying to detect any sign of his face that he might be playing a joke on her.
I should be more specific. You may see it as another allegory. A gate stands before you. Open it, and you will find the truth you seek. But at the same time, the world as you know it will crumble. Will you still open it?
Oh. 37 blinks. This time, her answer is even more clear and resolute.
Yes.
It's a risk, though, because she doesn't know for sure, but she's brave. She thinks everything that will be destroyed will probably bring a positive result. Like, he doesn't necessarily say everything you know and loved will be destroyed. It's everything you know. Right now, what 37 knows is that the island is in danger. So if that reality crumbles, is for the benefit of the island. However, if the reality that is going to be destroyed is the existence of the island as a whole, and her people, losing her people, that's probably what she doesn't want. Whatever answer she chooses comes down to her truth, her opinion.
If my world changes because the truth is revealed, doesn't that mean my previous understanding was wrong and should be corrected?
That too, that's the logical explanation.
What's behind the gate is really the truth. Why would I give up the truth for falsehood?
For comfort. Many people do it for comfort.
I see. You've passed. As a reward, I will bestow upon you this sacred ritual. It will bridge the gap between you and the supreme existence during communion.
Huh. A gilded scroll is presented to her, but the winner only furrows her brows even harder.
Was that it? You didn't even ask a question that posed a real challenge.
That's because you know what you want. There are many people who wouldn't be able to pass this girl.
See, Vertin? I knew this was just a formality. Vertin?
No, 37. I think this question...
37.
6 interjects.
There are some words I'd like to share with you. Not as 6, but myself, who used to live under the name Atticus.
Oh.
We know the story of Socrates' life, how truth and politics are at odds with each other. Either be wise, uninvolved and look on, or be practical, involved and suffer. I hope you will remember your answer when the defining moment comes for you.
He leaves. The game has been a disappointment. 37 frowns in frustration, but she keeps a tight grip on the scroll. The gate in the center of the circle has swung open, but the path ahead is still shrouded in mist.
We should go, Vertin. There's a long way ahead. I hope the next question will be more fun.
There's people that are dying.
I already feel bad about this because I know what happens next. Like I said, I have been spoiled on this story because she really is innocent and really tries to face everything with logic. Even her mother's death came with logic. Like, it's all right, you know, my mother became a shape. Like, she took the form she was always supposed to take, all right? That's how she combated grief, if you will, because she thought that was the logical result of death and there was no reason to be sad about it, you know? But I really don't know how she's gonna take all this now, if she's going to still be logical about it, if she's going to regret her choice or whatnot. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Nothing I haven't expected so far. Just like what Mom told me. They're just games, like skipping rocks, katabos, and hopscotch. I've always been good at games.
Yeah, but girl, this is a matter of life and death here.
Look, there's the gate, Vertin. We're almost at the end.
37 claps her hands with satisfaction, having resolved yet another obstacle. But her companion is much more pensive. And once again, she doesn't speak. I don't like that about Vertin. I don't like that she stays quiet when she wants to say things.
What's the matter, Vertin? You've been quiet since we met 6, but you're number 0, not 6. You have no common factor with him.
No. I'm only thinking, what's the question you're going to ask? We've only got one chance.
The most important question of all, of course.
About the essence of the emanation, right?
It was not a hard guess. The islanders devote their lives to the study and service of the essence. Nothing is more important than this question. The essence reveals the ultimate truth that underlies all existence. Everything else is just fragments of the phenomenal world. It might not directly solve the issue of the storm's immunity, but knowing its nature will certainly help with that aspect. And it's the key to solving not just one problem, but many others.
Well, the essence of it is important, but one day, we will eventually come to understand it. Even if we leave it alone for now, it will still be there. Yes?
I think so.
She seems to have something else in mind.
I can't stop thinking about Regulus. Despite being so close to the answer, she turned back in the cave, determined to earn the answer rather than receive it on a silver platter. It's like covering your ears in front of the oracles at Delphi. How typical of an irrational number. But she was also right, wasn't she? None of the precepts forbids one from doing so. People like her may fall behind or get distracted along the way, learning at a slower pace. But in the end, we will all converge. It doesn't matter if some arrive sooner than others.
So, are you going to ask something else?
This time she nods.
Yes, I have come up with a better question. A question that will solve all our problems once and for all, and free everyone from the emanation. It's not as profound as my first question, but it's an equally good one.
I see. I will stop here then.
Huh?
What? She turns around, eyes wide with surprise.
Vertin, are you turning back like Regulus? But you're a 0. You're not an irrational.
No, I won't go far. I will wait for you here. This is your gate to open. It is your question, your answer. I will stay here and watch over you. If you encounter any danger in there, I will come to your aid at once.
Yeah, but don't you have a question yourself or your team? You trust that the question she will ask about the emanation will be the right one? I'm sorry guys, she's a genius, but I wouldn't trust her to save my life. I am a very controlling person. I want to have control of my life, and if I can save somebody, I'd rather do it by being there. She puts so much trust on 37 right now, and I'm worried about this. In the end, she will probably choose the right thing, like a good question that is going to help, but it will come with sacrifice, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will be a matter of she didn't make it on time, or if her question is going to be wrong.
But don't you also have a question to ask a Peron? Aren't your doubts unresolved?
I don't need to ask anymore. The question you're going to ask, the one that will free us all from the emanation, is exactly the question I want to ask, 37.
Yeah, but girl, again, you don't know if she's going to phrase it the way you want, if she will get the answer you are seeking. 37 tilts her head curiously, but confusion soon fades. She quickly understands, as she does with most things in life.
I see. So you're choosing to be the one who looks on, like the third kind of men in the Olympic Games. A choice of insight, most appropriate for the number 0.
Without further hesitation, she turns and steps into the final gate.
In that case, I will see you later then, Vertin.
See you soon, 37.
Put the suitcase down and breathe. Be ready for anything.
Will this really be the collapse of her world as she knew it? Like Six said, if that happens, I'll be here to hold the umbrella for her.
Oh, so that's how she saw the answer. But again, like I told you, because there is a reference to Pythia, I'm still not sure what this crumbling of her world could mean. Like, with or without the sacrifices, I don't know. It could be negative, it could be positive. I gotta give it to them though, even though I know it's going to happen, I'm still very stressed. Because I don't know how it will end up there, you know? I only know the final scene. I don't know what happened before that, you know? So, who are all these people here? Let's see. Outside the limits. Unspeakable, indescribable, untouchable, unsurpassable. The limit doesn't exist. I'm sorry, I'll stop saying this. I'm a big Mean Girls fan. The originals, not the new one. The cave is basked in warm, flickering candlelight. Preparations for the cleansing ceremony are finally complete. The integers are waiting for the leader to return.
Do you think 37 is going to make it?
888 lowers her voice, concealing her worry.
Who knows?
Leaning against the cavern wall, 210 absent-mindedly adjusts the grapevine on his hair out of boredom.
6 should be the easiest one to pass. The math puzzles in the labyrinth shouldn't be a problem for our little star either.
Oh, so wait, 6 was really in the labyrinth too? But he smiled. Weird.
The only tricky question is from a Peyron, and no one knows what it will be. It is a fair game. Answer a Peyron's question and it will answer yours. But if you give the wrong answer, oops.
He pinched the grape between his fingers and crushed it, its juice splattering onto his hand.
It'll hardly be a graceful end.
You are gross.
888 shakes her head, not even bothering to hide her disgust.
We know little about the test. The last person to pass the test was 300 years ago. The price of failure was high. For the longest time, the Sixes forbade people from risking their lives for it.
Well, 6 lied. Someone passed the test 4 years ago.
An unexpected piece of information. Even 210 straightens up in attention. The banshee gazes into the distance, watching the shadows cast by candles dance on the walls.
The two of them are so much alike. Their talents, their mindsets, even their first thoughts when facing an impossible challenge.
Oh, maybe 37's mother. That's why she said mother was right, it's just a set of games and that's it.
It is an irresistible temptation, indeed, with a path to all truths right in front of you, just within reach. Who wouldn't want to give it a try?
Amid the swirling lights and shadows, the trial is reaching its conclusion. You know what? I'm also thinking that perhaps the person that tried this 4 years ago wasn't 37's mother, but Marta. And the price she paid for the truth was her eyesight. That's what I think. She has reached the heart of the maze, the lair of the Minotaur, where the final challenge awaits. Through the mist, a form gradually takes shape. First it appears to be a scholar, then a soldier, but it continues to transform into a king, a farmer, a child, an elder. Finally, it stops and solidifies into a young woman with a sharp and chilling smile.
Mama, how are you here?
A soft chuckle slips out from the shadow.
No, I'm not who you think I am, child. I'm but a shadow, a flicker of fire, a projection before you.
At least this one is honest.
The finite cannot comprehend the infinite. Your limited senses cannot imagine what you've never seen, nor fathom what you've never heard.
It's like the theory around death that they say that in the final moments the Grim Reaper will appear before you in a form you're familiar with, or something that gives you comfort, not something scary, because if the Grim Reaper is supposed to be scary, you wouldn't follow him, right? Whereas if they take a form that is, you know, more comfortable for you, you might as well listen.
I am the answer to your desperate prayers. I am the blindfold before you see daylight. I'm the reflection of your confused, hollow faces in the water. I am the lingering echo of the last visitor.
The lingering echo of the last visitor. Okay, so her mother had been tested in here.
But you look just like Mama.
Eagerly, 37 steps forward.
This is the last obstacle of the test. The gate of truth is just ahead, right? And here you are, standing in front of me. Does that mean that you finally reached the transcendental realm? So my conjecture was right, and our model did not fail, correct?
The transcendental realm?
What happened to her eyes? The woman's laugh is strange and unsettling.
You speak adorable nonsense, my dear daughter. Did you really believe what I said?
You just told her you're not her mama. Wasn't that true?
You silly little goose.
37 stops in her tracks and lifts her head in disbelief. She locks eyes with those aquamarine orbs that are unmistakably her mother's eyes.
Have you not doubted, even for a moment? You did. You wavered when you strolled the shores at night, when you inevitably gazed at the geometric bodies.
What?
If they really are manifestations of the transcendental world, why can't I find Mama's number in the broken pieces? You thought.
So wait. Oh, so that's what it meant. It will destroy everything you believed in. So they don't really turn to shapes when they die, like she believed when those shapes were brought ashore after her mother died in the sea, with the ship that went down. I mean,
why can't I hear her voice? Why can't I see their patterns? The darkness blinds me. I miss you, Mama. Oh, my poor, sweet daughter. You are too young and naive, too attached to what is familiar and too trusting of your teachings. You should have continued doubting instead of following my outdated footsteps. Was the conjecture wrong? Was the model correct? It does not matter, child. The rules of the game have changed.
what?
The Chaos Makers, the Fearmongers, and the Rule Shapers, they have already outpaced us. We were not wrong, we simply fell behind. We were blinded by the dream of the transcendental realm and could not see through reality.
What is the reality, though?
But worry not, my daughter. You have made it here, and that is all that matters. We will do the calculations together. This time, the results will be more accurate than ever.
Mama!
With a gentle smile, the woman tucks her hair behind her ears and reaches out a hand to the girl.
This world is an enormous wasteland, 37. Look at the creations in it. The congested, silent herds that scurry to and fro in their meaningless lives.
Guys, she low-key sounds a bit like Arcana, and I'm a bit worried that this is Arcana, and she's taken another form, and she's playing with 37's mind. I don't know how she would enter that high in the cave and do that, but she sounds like one.
Never have they looked at the stars above, nor bent to smell the flowers. The melodies of the patterns above go unheard by them, their souls unresonant to their wisdom. They are the prisoners of their bodies, complacent in their dulled senses and conceited over their success of ruling the planet through violence and bloodshed. They mocked us, shunned us, and slaughtered us. They discriminated against us throughout the ages, branded us as lunatics, and spat on what we held dear. But we never gave up once. We were never truly defeated. One day, they will be proven wrong, and they will be forced to admit it.
Tell me this doesn't sound like a menace. Tell me!
My daughter, my precious little pearl. Come to me, back in your mother's arms. Let us return to a time before disputes and disasters, when it was just you and me wandering the boundless beach.
She's a temptation. She must not say yes.
I will share with you the infinite secrets of this world, the essence of all things, and the truth that transcends everything.
Say no.
That's what you came for, yes?
Her eyes are earnest and sincere. 37 slowly climbs the stair, longing to reach out and grasp her mother's hands. She suddenly looks up, confused, and asks a question.
But Mama, I am 37, not infinity. Why would I want an infinite number of secrets?
The ground is shaking. Did she give the wrong answer?
The cavern's illusory landscape shifts again. A fierce wind abruptly rises around her. Amidst the howling gale, 37 looks defiantly up to the air, her eyes peering past her mother's silhouette.
I don't long for the infinite secrets, for it is not within the scope of my number. I know who I am. I am only 37, a finite number, a pebble in the sand. The tides could wash over me, engulf me, and crush me at any moment. Even so, I am glad to be 37, for I know my limits. I know my boundaries. A concept these supreme existences cannot even fathom.
Her mother's shadow shatters, the shards shimmering and pulsing in the air as if they were alive. The wind picks up, whipping her hair around and forcing her to narrow her eyes against the current. But she stands her ground, refusing to yield.
Apeiron, the boundless one, I am here for a simple question. How can we escape the darkness of the phenomenal world and be free from the emanation forever?
Her voice disappears into the wind like a pebble sinking into a pond, but then the ripples echo back. I would have shot myself at this point. Incomprehensible sounds assault her ears, like ancient echoes rising from the depths of the ocean. They aren't recognizable syllables of any known language, but more like reverberations between layers of rock walls, each note stabbing through her like a dagger. Her breathing becomes labored, and blood trickles from her nose. Dizziness churns in her head, causing her vision to blur and double.
How? It clearly promised me an answer.
Does it say that the only way out of the emanation is dying? Or is this the answer?
Is it because the answer to my question? The transcendental truth is outside of our limits too.
Ah, this could be true.
Make way! Move! Madame Lucy, we have the right pronunciation. The script you gave me was correct. This is the arcane language of the incantation. Where did you get it?
Very well. Give it to me. Inform all research teams that we are moving on to the next phase of the project.
Shift and sure footsteps stride past glass-walled rooms, stopping at the main control room of the Storm Observation and Research Initiative. The control station is bustling with activity as liaisons send messages through electrical signals and pneumatic tubes to various offices, all part of the well-oiled routine. Enigma is here too.
If you're here to check on the progress, there is none.
What do you mean there is none? They found how to translate it.
I'm afraid you'll leave disappointed, Madame Lucy.
The robot hardly notices the mockery in his tone. She approaches one of the liaisons and holds out her hand. In her palm is a script brought by the dove.
Send this to everyone.
Oh, so he didn't know. Okay.
It has been verified. This is the correct pronunciation of the immunity ritual.
This is...
His hands tremble. Despite its size, the tiny slip of paper holds great importance. Following the pronunciation guidelines, he carefully spells out the first word.
La unwa.
The script is taken from his grasp. Standing next to him, the liaison holds the script in her hand, also trembling with excitement.
We must share this with everyone!
She trots over to the control station. The script is transposed onto the screen. The liaison meticulously checks every detail, ensuring that nothing is overlooked.
La unua circlo.
She reads into the microphone, her voice confident and clear. With the final press of the send button, she turns away with a satisfied smile on her face. And that was her mistake. You should not say that out loud, right? Without warning, her torso cracks apart and her entire form crumbles, shattering the ground in pieces.
What was that?
All hell breaks loose. Chairs scrape loudly against the floor, coffee cups clatter to the ground, and people scramble about in a frenzy. But the director of Laplace remains still, her eyes fixed on the rapidly flashing lights on the screen.
Stop the transmission! The ritual is wrong!
It's not wrong. That's the problem. She pauses. In the face of chaos and turmoil, it falls on someone to step up and take action.
No. The incantation is indeed correct.
I'm so mad right now because it's been several days since I played the part that Lucy was waiting for the dove, that I don't remember where the dove was from and if we were told that. Like, I don't know if we actually got that information, we just accepted she was waiting for a dove that gave her the answer. I will know through editing, but it bothers me right now. She certainly didn't take it from the Manas, but I don't remember from where it was, if it was mentioned or not. Part 10, Return to the Earth. Once representing abundance and life, it now holds the opposite meaning.
What is going on?
In other glass-walled rooms, researchers look up from the work in confusion. The airlock doors have been sealed tight, and their electronic equipment is flashing erratically.
Warning. Warning.
At the same time, all of the screens light up simultaneously, indicating the arrival of a new message.
Hey, Dawkins, forget the outside. Come look at this. Some guys cracked it. They found the correct pronunciation.
Just don't say it out loud, please.
For real? They better be serious if this is some kind of prank.
Despite the blaring alarms, the staff gathers around the screens, eagerly reading. Oh, they're done. Reading aloud the incantation that was just sent.
La una circlo?
There's something to do with the circle, though, that's for sure.
Damn it! Damn it!
He runs down the corridor at full speed, gasping for air. Just as the airlock doors begin to close, he flings himself through. The closest room with glass walls is filled with thick white smoke. He sprints to the door and frantically pounds on it.
Ulrich! Dawkins! Victor! Richard! Are you in there? Listen, if you receive the pronunciation of the incantation, do not recite it. Do not write it down. Do not pass it on. I know we've had our differences, but you have to trust me. I'm trying to save you.
Too late. A chilling silence looms on the opposite side of the door. The only noise that can be heard is Lucy's emotionless voice coming through the speakers.
Warning. Warning. All personnel stay away from their communication terminals. Do not recite any messages on the screen. Repeat. Do not recite the incantation. Do not recite the incantation. Do not recite...
The door suddenly opens. The smoke pouring out nearly chokes him.
Richard?
Oh Lord. A cryptographer emerges from the thick smoke, his movements stiff, his face expressionless. As he opens his mouth to speak, a small crack forms at the corner of his lips and quickly spreads across his entire face, as if he were made of clay. Suddenly he collapses, his skin splitting and cracking like parched earth.
Richard!
Enigma quickly moves to support him, preventing his colleague from breaking into pieces on the hard floor. He checks his vitals, still alive, only his skin has been affected by the mutation. Underneath the cracked exterior, he can still see human flesh and blood.
Don't speak. We're going to the recap center. No, you go, Dawkins.
Dawkins. Lifting a mighty finger, he manages to point towards the room. Slowly, a monumental figure emerges from the hazy entrance. It is a mud golem, with thick clumps of mud dripping off its body. The only remaining human element is Dawkins' nameplate, barely clinging to its chest.
Dawkins? No, no, no!
The airlock door at the end of the hallway hisses open. A squad of security guards with hypno bullets and restraint nets barge their way in.
Researcher Adler, please evacuate immediately. We will take over from here.
So, it creates everything. The spell does everything. You can not only dissolve, you can turn into everything, I guess. You can melt in mud, you can melt by becoming pieces, you can turn to matter, I guess, like the other girl did. To dust, I mean. Anyway, I'll be right back.
I thought the worst case would be that the ritual is useless since no one here can wield it. I was wrong. So terribly wrong. The reality is 1,000,000 times worse. We have invited a disaster. It is a curse, even more unpredictable, unstable, and uncontrollable than the mask.
He grips his hair tightly, his voice hoarse as he shouts.
Dora crumbled to dust. Richard cracked like dry land, and Dawkins turned into a statue of mud. And Victor, he vanished. We've tried everything, but he's nowhere to be found. Yet he's here, typing, sending emails, getting the door for me. All of these catastrophic events, and only 3 words were uttered. 3.
He shakes his head and laughs bitterly, not even in the mood for mockery after all that's happened.
What are we dealing with, Madame Lucy? Which deity are we provoking and stealing from?
No one can answer his question. The security guards are busy cleaning up the mess while liaisons are frantically issuing warnings and confirming the extent of the casualties. The rehab center personnel have also arrived, and as they leave, the stretches are filled with injured people. The supervisor finishes up a call and hangs up the phone on the wall.
Get some rest, Mr. Adler. Your mission is complete. Other researchers will take it from here.
You what?
He asks in disbelief, anger swelling in his chest.
Are you not going to call it off? After all that's happened?
Bro, if this is the answer, they cannot call it off. Because the storm will keep killing people by the millions. Alright? So I want you to think a little bit more logically right now.
The research must go on.
The robot's answer is concise and cold.
The authenticity of the incantation and the fact that any arcanist can recite it were revealed to us through this unexpected mishap. Now, a new question arises. How can we eliminate the side effects? From now on, we no longer require the help of human researchers.
Her tone is calm and gentle, yet with authority. The decision has been made.
Only Arcanum can lift a curse of Arcanum.
The eerie sounds continue to reverberate in the cave. 37 kneels on the transparent stairs, blood seeping from her mouth and nose.
Stay with me. I'll get you out.
The suitcase, the noises wouldn't reach her in there. It could be her refuge. 37 suddenly jerks. Slowly, an ornate scroll rises from her bosom.
Is this Six's scroll?
The strange noises begin to fade. In its place is an ancient melody. Oh, it's like sirens. Fuck. Not only sirens, many mythological creatures.
+1, -1, +2, -3, 3, -3, +2, -1, +1. I see. I understand now.
What did you say? 37. Are you feeling better now?
She nods, having regained her clarity.
And numbers, Vertin. 6's scroll reconciled the gap between the supreme existence and me. I can now hear and understand the answer to my question. The solution to free us from the emanation, the response Apeiron promised me, is a string of numbers.
Okay, I will read this, but first I have to tell you what I meant. The best example I can come up with, and some of you might be mad about this, but it is the only movie I've seen that has used this, is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, I believe. If you've watched it, you probably remember the scene during the competition that all the players from the different schools of wizardry are trying to get the golden egg from the dragon. After Harry gets his own egg, he tries to open it in front of other students, and instantly the egg starts to scream, causing everybody to close their ears, alright? And then Cedric tells him that you should put it underwater because it belongs to creatures of underwater, you know? And he goes to the bathroom and puts the egg underwater and hears that it's not actually a scream but a song. This trope, I don't know if any other movie has used it. Perhaps I've seen more, but this is the strongest example that comes to mind. This is what this was. I cannot tell what exactly that scroll was that Six gave her, but this is pretty much what happened. The Apeiron was trying to give her the message she seeked, but it couldn't be passed from the divine straight to a human's ears without destroying her brain, like we saw. But with a scroll activated, it was translated. But let's read. On the storm immunity incantation consent form. If you're aware of the responsibilities and risks and still wish to participate in the Storm Immunity Spell research project, please read and sign below. Please note that if you refuse to sign after reading, you will be placed under surveillance until the research is completed due to the confidentiality requirements. Warning: do not recite the following content in any non-experimental setting. Reciting the spell will cause random curses, therefore its distribution is forbidden. Oh, okay, so it falls... That's why everybody has a different death, because it's different curses. If you happen to recite the spell and remain conscious, please immediately stop moving, stay where you are, and try to perform actions that might indicate your continued existence until discovered by the post-incident handling team. The text of the incantation is as follows. Do not recite, do not disseminate. Richard got epidermal modification, Dawkins total modification, Dora structural breakdown, and Victor loss of observability. Part 11. The rolling boulder. The weight hanging high above finally falls. The winds died down. The cave is quiet again. The trial is over. As usual, the Star of Hermes has found her answer.
We got it. The key to the gate of truth. Apiron has answered me. This is the final solution.
She chirps with delight as the scroll completes its task and lands back in her hand.
We must leave here at once. We have to tell everyone.
I am so proud of you, 37.
Good. Like I said earlier, I was afraid she was going to mess this up because I didn't know for sure if that was the question she was going to pose and if she was going to pose it correctly. But she did. Thankfully, the genius worked once more. But I'm glad that the question she received earlier wasn't, like I said, Pythia oriented, and that there was actually a yes and no answer, or rather, right or wrong answer. The Apiron expected humility to give the truth, not greed. And pride.
We will save everyone.
Will we? There is finally room to breathe, if only for a brief moment. Yet the feeling of unease remains.
There's one thing I don't understand.
And that is?
She pauses mid-step and looks back, tilting her head inquisitively.
6. His scroll saved your life.
Yeah, my question is did he know all along?
Maybe he foresaw the dangers and protected you from it, so you can leave there almost unharmed. What was he trying to tell you when he warned you about the collapse of your world as you know it?
To be fair, in 6's story, we were told that the moment he will take his place as a 6, he will receive some divine knowledge kind of way, like when the emanation would happen. So perhaps 6s passed their knowledge down to each other with their death, like when his aunt died and he took over. So perhaps this is how he knew what's lying ahead. Silence. The walk to the cleanse inside is long. Only the sounds of dripping water and soft footsteps can be heard in the tunnel.
Mind your step, everyone. We are passing the wall of truth. The wall will come crashing down if false words are spoken. Silence is advised here, unless circumstances dictate otherwise.
The followers nod with respect. They have walked past the walls of silence, goodness, and wisdom, respectively, as part of the ritual. Only those who embody these virtues can find safe passage to the final cleansing.
888?
The custodian suddenly steps up in front of the leader, blocking his path.
Forgive me, but this seems to be the right moment.
For what?
For some long-neglected questions to be answered.
Oh, so I get it. As she speaks, a few others emerge from the crowd and surround 6. On the narrow pathway, there is no way to get around them.
Perhaps, but hardly appropriate or righteous.
We will talk of righteousness after you've shared what you know, Six. You've been silent for too long. 4 years have passed since you became Six, and for 4 years, you have been hiding things from us. The long-neglected questions have created a cloud of doubt between us. And now the boulder of fate is falling on us, and we are teetering on the brink of destruction. It's time to be honest and true to your people, while you still have them. We are the seekers of truth. It is unjust to keep us from it.
I don't think everyone is ready for the truth, my girl. 888 extends an arm, gesturing to the silent cavern walls that surround them.
Let the wall of truth bear witness. I want nothing but an answer from you. I am not here to provoke untimely conflicts.
The wall stands firm. The genuineness of her words is not to be doubted.
Answer her, Six. You should be glad that I am not the interrogator here, because the wall would have collapsed immediately.
That's true. The wall remains silent, seemingly confirming the rhetorician's mocking words as truth.
You may lie, but the wall will fall. You may stay silent, then I will lie to break the silence and the wall.
That is dirty.
Or maybe you could outwit the wall with the liar's paradox. Only sadly, I have tested it for you. One cannot deceive it by stating, I'm lying. After all, it's a test of morality, not logic. It needs your honesty, not your wit or anything else.
I low-key feel bad for him, but at the same time I want answers as well, so... It's a delicate situation, one that requires precision. The leader remains composed.
What do you wish to know?
What else? The most important question, of course. The question about the essence.
210 takes a step, his voice trembling, no longer as calm as he used to be. These questions have plagued his mind for too long.
Why has our research stagnated for the past 4 years? Why did we fail to predict the emanation in 1929 and again in this time? Have we misunderstood the premise? What if the emanation is not a manifestation of the transcendental law at all?
Six remains stoic, showing no signs of emotion.
Worshippers worship, thinkers think, governors govern, and researchers research. Your questions are not mine to answer, 210. A Six has no expertise on the study of the emanation. I'm not qualified to answer about its essence.
The truth is spoken, and the silent wall attests to its veracity.
Your question is too abstract, 210.
The custodian shakes her head and takes a step closer.
Don't dance around the subject, Six. The wisdom has been passed on to you, as it has to every other Six. You have inherited not only knowledge and insight, but also the memories of your predecessors.
Yep.
You must know the answer, for it is part of your inheritance. Tell us this. The last leader of the study of the emanation, 77. What question did she bring to appear on? And what answer did she receive?
Okay, finally we get an answer, because I keep speculating. 77 is 37's mother, right? So what the shadow said in the cave was true. Like, I am a form of the last person who's been here in a way. Like, it's not the exact words, but that's pretty much what she said. So we know for sure 37's mom was the last person to get in there. There's no immediate response, confirming that she's hit the nail on the head.
I watched her walk into the cave and come out unharmed. I watched her, and the previous 6 board the ship in search of answers in the phenomenal world. The ship didn't come back in time. The emanation caught them.
And here also comes the question. In Isolde's memory, her brother Theophil was talking with Arcana on a ship. What does that tell us? And also, Arcana said during their meeting that the Maris have actually helped the island before.
And that was only the beginning of our misfortunes. The model failed. Our whereabouts were revealed. Hysteria now poisons the minds of our people. and the empirical knowledge accumulated over the years suddenly no longer applies to the current situation. Why? What did she find out? Could it be that something's happened to the transcendental law above? Has the truth we believed in changed?
He smiles! Barraged with so many questions, he lets out a chuckle. He smiles with relief, like a prisoner finally receiving his death sentence after years of waiting. No, you cannot kill Six. Dude, it took me a while to get used to him, to like him, and now that I love him, you're gonna take him from him? No, I refuse. He better not lie. It has the opposite effect on the crowd. They hold their breaths in suspense. I am holding mine in suspense!
Hippasus discovered the secrets of Route 2 and toppled Pythagoras' school of thought.
Her name was Hippasus? Or we're talking about... Wait, what? What is this information?
The controversy surrounding Newton and infinitesimals presented a challenge to the groundwork of calculus.
Guys, he keeps smiling.
Russell's self-referential paradox sparked the third mathematical crisis. Though said theory was eventually perfected, the lessons on self-referentiality remained. In the end, Gödel's incompleteness theorems showed that proving or disproving everything is impossible. Therefore, absolute knowledge is unattainable.
His profound sentiments echo throughout the cave.
The boulder of fate will tumble down its peak, whether 37 is the one pushing it or not. However hard Oedipus tried to defy destiny, his path to tragedy remained unchanged.
You're talking in riddles again.
She furrows her brow. However, Six gives her a small nod of respect.
I should thank you for bringing the question here, 888, so I may finally speak the truth. 77 did ask about the essence of the emanation.
He stands tall and looks around at the people. They're listening intently.
She asked, what happened to the supreme existence? What plunged the world into madness? The answer was disorder and chaos.
His eyes changed color, or they look like that because he widened them? The wall of truth still stands. The trail left behind by the ancient sages confirms his words. A deep, ominous rumble comes from the center of the island. The tremors are like the island is being shaken to its core, like a tsunami and volcanic eruption combined.
You blasted!
210 is the first to come to the realization. He lunges and grabs Six by the collar.
You knew this all along! From the first day of your revelation? When you became Six? You knew that the emanation was not a manifestation of the transcendental law and patterns above, but rather a symptom of its utter disorder and chaos? And you knew that the transcendental realm of numbers was no more, and that the essence of Pneuma, the one true form we believed in, had become an ever-changing existence like the irrational numbers?
Rage threatens to consume him. The rhetorician glares at the leader, who has the audacity to confirm that their faith is shattered. He almost breaks into bitter laugh.
4 years. You kept this to yourself for 4 years. Why?
Well, I guess there was peace. Perhaps he wanted to maintain the peace.
Was it for a false sense of peace? To keep the island stable? Did you deceive us to prevent the realization that our research would be in vain?
Six does not answer the added inquiries, for they are not within his duty.
It's time to halt the bickering. Get everyone out of here now!
The custodian steps in, separates them with a stern look. She then turns and begins to lead the panicked crowd to safety. Amidst the chaos, the leader lowers his eyes and reads the verses prepared for the ceremony.
Pray to the gods for what you are about to do, and pray that all goes well.
Okay, his eyes are this blue. He just has to open his eyes to see it that well.
Once familiar with this practice, you will understand the constitution of both eternal gods and mortal men.
Huh? What happened? Did they not carry out the cleansing ceremony?
you will know the extent of all things, the boundaries of their entirety, and what connects them together.
Whoa! What's going on? An earthquake?
No, this is the large-scale ritual on this island. Is undoing itself?
You will see, as you should, that the nature of the universe flows in all things alike.
Why? Why is our circle gone?
The leader stands quiet and resolute like a rock by the sea, watching the fall of the heavenly transcendental, feeling the tides of change wash over everything.
Thus, you will not hope for what is beyond your reach, and you will not be deceived.
He rolls up the scroll and ends his reading.
Pray, my friends. Pray for yourselves, and pray for everyone. Pray for all the suffering and misery around you. Reach into the unseeable darkness and pray to the unknowable supreme. Speak your hopes, for you are a finite creature yearning to transcend its own existence. The determination that once helped us overcome our insignificance and touch the light of Numa should guide us once more.
In the darkness, he lights up a torch.
Where are you going?
To the cave. The trial is not over. The final cleansing is yet to come. There are still duties to fulfill.
He trudges forward. With his back to the fearful crowd, he sets off again onto the lonely road into the long night. There's one thing I don't understand though. The cleansing ceremony was to stop the emanation, right? That's what they decided in the meeting room, that since all this is going down and the island had partly lost its protection, they had to do the cleansing ceremony to save it. But in the end, the cleansing ceremony wasn't to save it, but to destroy the circle completely, their circle of protection. God dang it, what had Theophil found? Because I didn't understand that even from their story. I just thought they were an organization that dealt with that stuff. But I didn't realize exactly what it was. Like, I didn't have a straight answer as to what the circle was. So if you have understood it and of course haven't taken this answer from future patches, please feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'm very confused. Have we got an answer yet up until this patch as to what the circle really is? Because even in their case, there was a circle protecting them. Why? You know? Let's see what this is.
Here is a well-known question you must have heard. What goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening? It's so well known that no one finds it novel anymore.
I should have known that. I'm sure I've heard it before, but I don't remember what the answer is right now.
But please, do me a favor and answer me yourself.
How is it a human being? I remember this question as a human being, but it was a little bit different. They say, what is that being that starts their life on 4 legs, then they become to 2, and then later they turn to 3. But here she says 4 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening. So it's not a human being, because it's not stages of life, it's stages of the day. Let's talk about the question instead.
The Sphinx, an embodiment of mercy and nobility in Egypt, was seen as a mystery to the Greeks. A dangerous being that kept secrets and delivered the punishments of the gods. When the question is answered, the ritual is finished, and the answerer is granted the right to reach the treasure it guards. Yes, a ritual. Whether it is by pouring out wine, slaughtering a calf, or circling round a fire with a baby in your arms. It is an agreement. A question that demands an answer. Every desire has a price, whether it is paid in wine, blood, or fire. But sometimes that sacrifice is taken from you without it ever being noticed. And the treasure you seek might be the undoing of your own desires. Let us take a look at another question. Stranger, what's your name? Cried Polyphemus. Nobody, Odysseus answered. And it allowed him to flee the Cyclops cave, safe and sound.
I can't begin to tell you how stupid we thought that was when we were told about it at school. Like, seriously, there is this giant Cyclops that asks, "Who are you?" And Odysseus even said, he said, "Nobody," okay? Just by hearing his voice, shouldn't you know that there's somebody in there? Many people nowadays use this as a joke when they make horror movie parodies, like there is this killer around, the person comes and asks, "Who's there? Who's there?" And the killer might answer with, "Nobody." And you're like, "Oh, fine, because I thought you were a killer." Something like that. But yeah, that was, yeah, Polyphemus wasn't a very bright creature.
A human being and nobody. Two answers that could not be more alike. Yet both were bound to fate by their answer. All right, dear. Time to call it a day. As for you, you'll get the answers you seek. You've already paid the price.